Hi guys, it's Alicia, and I have a special guest. This is my husband, who you've been waiting to meet for quite a while. Josh.
Hello. Nice to meet you.
Today is actually our anniversary. It's 14 years, so we're getting ready to go out and celebrate. So this is going to be a really quick video. I had my wax try-in appointment today, the 5th one. I think it was the 5th one. So when I had that set up, I didn't even realize it was our anniversary. So my husband asked his boss for the day off to take me to the dentist, but it kind of turned out nice because it is our anniversary. So we have things to do tonight. I just wanted to let everyone know how it went. And now that it's been a few hours, I've probably forgotten some things. So you can tell me whatever I forget, I guess. We didn't really have a plan going in today. I don't know. I trust him in any situation, so whatever happened was going to happen. So we went in waiting. You know, Jim walks in without so much as a hello. He literally came up and said, "Give me your old teeth." Didn't say hello to Josh. I didn't introduce them. I wanted to, but I didn't. So I gave him my teeth. They put the new ones in, and then I look up at him. He says, "Beautiful, they're amazing." And then I looked at Josh and he said, "They look great, I like them." So then I got to see it for myself, and I just kind of took my time. Like, I mean, the nurse was huffing and puffing like the whole time, getting mad, and every time I would point something out, ask a question, she was audibly going like like she was sitting behind me to the side here, and he was sitting in front of me.
Face. She was definitely
so he was watching
irritated.
her with her expressions, like every time I said something and asked something. And I did want to ask all the questions, just because certain questions I ask so that he knows how to make it different next time. Like, I don't like the dark gum color, and I bring it up a lot because they just kept saying there's only one color, it's going to be the same. It's not going to be the same, but it's the same color. So I mean, I just didn't have much faith that it's going to be any different. So this time he finally said it was a mistake in the way they were made the first time. And
it took too much material out, so
yeah,
it made him see through.
It made him somewhat.
And I tried to explain to him myself, like, there's not a stud behind every single gap.
Yeah, they were trying to say that it was the implants showing through. It makes more sense how he explained it. Which I could see him
showing through the implants, but it's not every single spot.
And it's because of, he says it's because they made that acrylic too thin in general all the way around all the teeth, so they're slightly translucent, and where there's shadows and darkness and the implants showing through, that's why. So he said the next ones aren't going to be like that, and I just have to take his word for it pretty much, and I did.
They look nice though. The teeth look nice.
Yeah, you guys probably
look like they fit nice. So.
You'll see the pictures in the video. I mean, I do think they look a lot better than what I have, and as long as they do the gums lighter so they don't look dark like these do. And at least today they took it seriously. Like, the nurse was even trying to say, when I was pointing little things out, she was like, "Well, they're dentures, like, what can you expect?" So, I mean, I got kind of pissed, and I was just like, you can't tell people that. This is supposed to be like the best place to go, like, to have an amazing result. You know, just because they're dentures doesn't mean they have to look like crap or not look amazing. And I told him, I know you can do it. This is like the best place to go. And he's like, it is the best place to go. And then when I was talking about gum color some more, and the nurse was like, "Well, that's just how they look, or they all look like that or something." And I showed her a picture, and then she was like, "Oh, I do see that, but we have several different shades." And Jim kind of snapped at her, and he's like, "No, stop saying that. We don't have more than one. We have 2 shades, Caucasian and African American, and that is it." And the nurse even was like, "Really?"
Yeah, it was,
like, I don't know if they really have more. He was pretty rude to her.
Rude to us.
So I just started being somewhat direct and rude myself, because if they're going to be kind of rude to me, I'm just going to be rude too. But I don't think I was being rude. I was being blunt.
He explained it better. And
he did. I had to be more blunt.
As we went, but we had to,
I had to look them straight in the eye, and yeah, we had to make them explain things. Slow the hell down. And if you know you can make it better, all I need you to do is tell me that you can. Tell me what went wrong, so I know that you know how to fix it. So I kind of explained some of that to him, but yeah, I don't know. Bedside manner, he didn't even say hello. "Give me your old ones." But hey, I mean, I love the guy. I don't really care. I can give the attitude right back. I mean, that's just the personality he is. But unfortunately, a lot of people in this situation are vulnerable people, and you're not always prepared to have to be defensive or have to be freaking confrontational, because then Jim told him, "I'm sorry, I don't mean to be so confrontational with you," but he had to be confrontational too, because You know, they want to sweep it away and like not fully explain things, and some people just need it explained, like me. I felt better after they could tell me exactly why they looked like so shitty, and as long as they acknowledge it and stop saying, oh, they look perfect, like these. The gums are pretty dark. When I'm talking, I mean, I guess it doesn't look too bad sometimes, but in my pictures, and even in the pictures I'm going to put in this video of these teeth, you can see how dark they are. So at least I'm not arguing with them about that, and they agreed, and they should be different. And then when we were leaving, the nurse said, I asked her, so what happens then? Because he said, well, we can't change these anymore. They've already been changed as much as we can change them. They're perfect. That's what Jim said. I think what he means is like this particular wax try-in, this set he's been working on, he's not changing anything else on it. So if I really said I hate it, he'd have to start over, order a new set, start back over. Which we could have done if I hated it. I don't hate the teeth. I think they're as good as they're going to get. I really do. And I am cautiously excited to get them next week, and they said it would be next week, the 19th, I think, right?
Yeah, next Thursday.
Which isn't very long. That's like a week away. So I asked the nurse once Jim left, so what happens if they get made and I still don't like them? Because there are still some things that they're going to have to, like, adjust once they give them to you. Like your lip support. He said he can always add more acrylic. You can't really... You can take it away, or what did he say? I don't know. He said he can always add more.
You can add more if it, like, your lip looks too far down.
And he said there's things he can do to make it look even more full, which is nice, that he acknowledges that and didn't want to just say, well, you don't have to worry about that, because people do worry about the lip support. That's kind of a big deal. Like, if your lips sink in, you're going to look 20 years older, you know. So, the nurse was a lot nicer on the way out, and she said, well, you do have a 5-year guarantee, so if you don't like them, we'll keep remaking them until you're happy. But when I hear that from a nurse, it's not the same to me, the same reassurance as if like Dr. Shatkins himself were to tell me that, you know. But Jim did say, like, I gave you my word, I told you I'm gonna make it right, we're gonna make it right. I also briefly mentioned the email, and I just said I tried to email you, but I got a response saying that it was a personal email and, you know, not an email for the dentist. And he just kind of laughed and he said, I do have an email. And I said, well, they didn't give it to me. No, he didn't give it to me. He didn't give it to me. He didn't say that he had seen it, and I didn't show him, because at this point he's done working on these teeth, and I'm just going to let them get made. I'm going to go in there. I'm assuming I'm going to love them. If I don't, I have no problem telling him I don't. I told him that in the office today. I said, would you rather I didn't point things out, and would you rather I just left confused, or what? He said, no, I want you to. I'm like, okay, then I'm going to tell you everything that I see, everything I notice, every little thing. The only thing on the new set that really, like, looked a little different to me are the canines. I feel like they look a little bigger, but he said he has to build up the acrylic around them more and that they're going to look fine.
Show as much once he does that.
That's what they said.
So.
And as I was leaving, I told the girl, I was telling her, well, he was trying to say, don't be looking at your teeth too much when you first get them. Like, just let other people look at you. And I was like, I do. Like, I have a little bit of a following, so people do comment on how they look, you know. Hopefully, you hope if you get ones and you're happy with them, you hope people don't start saying, oh, they look like crap. But all that matters really is what you think yourself.
I think they look nice, so
I could tell by his reaction he liked them. That helps to see, like, before I've seen it myself, I can see how he reacted. And, you know, he would tell me if they didn't look right.
No, they were nice, straight, lined up, perfect.
Yeah.
Looked good, nice and white.
Like, I don't think there's really much he's going to be able to change or do. He said if he keeps changing things, it's going to just mess something else up. And then he said he has had patients before that no matter what he does, they're never happy. He said that could happen. Like, you know, I could give you these, you might not like them. We could agree to do it again, but you just might never be happy.
You might not, because it's different. So at first you're going to think, what the heck? It's going to look different. But over time, I think.
Yeah, but I feel like if they're the right ones, I would know it in the wax try-in. And I liked these teeth. Like, I like them. And if they were done today and you put them in my mouth, I would be happy. So I feel like if you feel like that at the wax try-in, then it's okay to proceed and let them make them. Especially with his reassurances.
They weren't gonna do much else anyway.
No,
so.
I told him that. I said, so it doesn't matter to you if I don't like them,
Really?
you're just making them anyway? And he said, well, I'm not. He kept saying he wasn't, but it's not that he wouldn't remake them. It's just this set we're working on. He's not gonna, like, mess it up and do anything.
Said everything's lined up, the teeth are perfect, everything's like, there's nothing to
It's
move.
like the perfect setup in his opinion, as good as he could get this current set that we're working on. If I really don't want any of that, he'd have to start all back over again. But to me, it's not worth doing that at this point. I would rather see what they look like finished, and I'm never going to know how the gums look anyway until they're finished. So I kind of just have to wait and see and take their word on it. And if I really don't like them, then I guess we're going to make them again. Because
he pretty much said, though, I promise it's not going to be like that.
Yeah, he has promised several times that the gum color will be different. And that was like a big deal because the gum color goes throughout the whole thing. If it's off and looks crappy, it's going to make the whole thing look kind of shitty. So at least that was acknowledged, that it was someone's mistake in how these were made. He knows what it was. He knows how to fix it. And aside from that, like the lower teeth still look tapered in. And I told him I was worried.
File them flat a little on the bottom so they
a little flatter.
So they look nice.
Yes.
They did look better.
But if those lowers are sitting up or sitting how they're supposed to be, like these ones aren't right because they've been filed down, they're sitting up too high, they were too big to begin with. So those ones being the right size, and if they're sitting in the right place in my mouth, then you shouldn't see the bottom of them when I'm talking. You shouldn't see dark spots in them. But that's all stuff I'm not going to know until I get them. So we accepted them basically, although he kind of told me I had to. Like they pretty much said this is it today, like we're not doing any more changes anyways. But it would just happen to be a good day, happened to be a good experience. I was happy enough with him. I think he knew I was going to like him, and that's why he said we're done. I don't know.
Because I think he did change several things since last time, not just one
Yeah,
thing.
he did. I think it's hard to tell, like all those little things.
The alignment, the teeth,
They look a lot better than what I have right now. So to me, anyways. And if the gum color is at least similar to the wax color of the gums and not translucent, I think they'll be beautiful. But anyways, I think that's it. The only thing other than that is I told the nurses I was leaving that, several people have booked appointments with you and even had surgery, and I think it should be in my charts or something that I should like earn something for free every time someone has surgery there. And she's like, that's a good idea. I was like, yeah, like lip fillers. And she's like, yeah, they should totally do that. I'm not going to be allowed to do that, but that's cool. I mean, shit.
Those beautiful lips.
I'll just take the credit. You can just credit my account for the cost of whatever that lip filler would be. No, that's another topic for another day. He's not on board with that. So anyways, this is the Meet My Husband video that everyone's been waiting for. So I'll tell you a little bit about my husband, I guess. This is our 14th wedding anniversary. We've been together since we were 18, but we rode the school bus together since we were in like 2nd grade, lived in the same town. And so I've pretty much known him my whole life, really. I mean, I was always checking him out in high school, but he had a girlfriend and I had a boyfriend. So like when I wasn't with my boyfriend, I was always checking him out, but he was kind of like a bad boy in high school. So he stood out a little. I couldn't help but be like, wow, look at that. Like, didn't think he'd ever like me because I was a grade above him and he was lower grade than me. He's 6 months younger than me by the day. My birthday is October 10th and he's April 10th. So I'm a little wiser, but he has more common sense. Oh, anyways.
That's the truth.
I think if I can remember off the top of my head some of the questions people were going to ask, does it bother you to see me without my teeth?
No. Not really.
Was it shocking the first time?
It's different, but I've seen other people, so I have a, imagination of what it would look like, but it doesn't bother me.
What do you think the hardest part is going through this for a spouse?
Just dealing with all the emotions that women have. Like, they have a bad day at their appointment, the rest of the day is bad. The rest of the several days could be bad. Just dealing with that and trying to keep you reassured that it's going to work out. So that's probably it.
Yeah, it's frustrating because you can't really do anything about it.
No.
It sucks when you have to...
Not just you. We all have to deal with anything like that, emotional,
Well, it sucks when you have something done cosmetically like this and you want people to be honest with you, but you also don't want to be told you look like shit. And your husband doesn't want to be like, yeah, they look like shit. But at the same time, you want to be like, you want to know it's not in your head. Like,
no, there was definitely things wrong this whole process, so we've been just working to get it straightened out.
Bedside manner.
Yeah,
he could see himself.
Horrible,
it was really not cool. Like, he really walked in there and said, give me your old teeth.
But some people, I don't think he knows he's coming across like that. I don't know.
Or how it affects certain people.
Met other people that that's the way they are.
I mean, now that I know he's like that, I just give it back. I'll be blunt too. Like, we got to be like that, I guess. But the first time you meet somebody when they're kind of like that and you're just in a vulnerable state and they
Closed
haven't.
mouth don't get fed. That's what they
Yes,
say.
that is what they say. The squeaky wheel gets the grease, but it sucks to have to be squeaky all the time. What other questions were there? Do you have any advice? What's the biggest form of advice you can give somebody who's about to go through this, or their partner's about to? What's the biggest advice you'd give somebody?
Probably do your research before you pick where you go. Make sure you know what you're getting into, what you're paying for, what the warranties are, what all that is, because you go to the wrong place and you're pretty screwed.
Go very wrong.
Yep, you got a lot of money, out your smile, out everything. So,
Well, the other thing is, like, a lot of people shop around, you go to consultations and to get a feel of things. The consultation is not really realistic on how you're going to be treated as a patient that has paid in full.
no, they should make you pay after the work's done. Then this whole
So they have a reason to do it
experience
right.
would be different. I guarantee that. But
Yeah.
they don't. They get your money and then get you out the door.
And
That's what they do.
I don't know any other way to see what people are really like until you're actually going there, but I can say that you just don't want to base it all on the consultation, because the consultation is to get you to pay
Sell
for
ya,
it.
yeah.
They're going to sell you that product. They're going to sell you a dream, pretty much.
Which is still, this has still been a good experience. I think you're happy.
I have no
You're gonna be
regrets. I'm
happy,
very happy.
You know.
Very
so
happy.
it
I have no
hasn't been
regrets.
Horrible, so
No, but I feel like you have to be
it's definitely been bumpy, but
Yeah.
we'll figure it out.
It's given me a lot of stress trying to figure out how to deal with this so that I don't self-destruct, because there's been several times where I've just felt like throwing my hands up and just being like, fuck the whole thing, like whatever, you know. And there's other people going through it that don't even want to keep trying, but I guess I assume I'm going to be happy in the end, because I have to be, because that is my only choice. Like, I'm not going to be depressed, so I know in the end things are going to work out. It's just been it's been difficult to deal with, and I wouldn't have been able to do it without him. So
I just try to encourage you, even though it's crappy, you have a bad day, that it's going to work out, we're going to fix it.
But he doesn't, he'll leave me alone if I'm having a bad day. Not leave me alone, but it's, you know, he doesn't really ever tell me to just get over it. Just lets me sulk and be mad sometimes.
That's what you got to do.
Lets me vent. It's a good thing I have Snapchat, because I just, like, ooh, I'm not always just in his ear. But anyways, I think that's it. So I'll post the pictures in the video, or, you know, add them in here so you guys can see. Please tell me what you think. And I guess I'll talk to you in the next video, whatever that will be. We have
Nice
a date to
meet
get
everybody.
to. Yes. So thank you for meeting my husband. Thank you for putting up with all of my ranting and everything. Hopefully this is all going to be worth it. And hopefully when I go pick him up, it's going to be amazing. And I guess that's it. So please subscribe if you haven't already, and if you have questions that you want me to ask my husband or us to ask each other, post them in the comments, because we will do more videos like this in the future. But other than that, have a good day, happy anniversary to us, and I'll see you next time. New outfit. We're gonna wear this dress, and I think I know what shoes. We got brown ones. Oh, can't turn that way. What are these? Those ones.